Hey, this is George Pierce, and we are talking about volume of prisms today. It's going to be absolutely fascinating, so stick around and find out. Let's math it up. Okay, we are going to get started. This is 3D Shape in Space. Assignment 3 might change if I make more assignments in the future, but otherwise, you're probably on the right place. So, the first one, question 1A, we're going to do some drawing. We're going to draw some stuff here, so let's work through this. So, on your screen, on my screen, I'm in the way here. I'm just gonna go to this one. Whoop, there, all right, I'm out of the way now. So it says draw the three-dimensional shape. So it gives you a starting point, so let's work from there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, connect the dots. There it is, look at that, that was easy. Getting warmed up here. 1B. So now, let's start by drawing our top shapes here. All right, and we'll do our down. We'll connect our bottom shapes. There we go, that was easy. And number 3, oh my goodness. However, will we do 1C? All right, well, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1. Start with the top there. All right, that's pretty good. And then 1, 1. Oh, I'm gonna redo that one. Make sure I connect the dots properly. And are we there? We did it. That was pretty decent. Okay. Let's move on to the actual formulaic stuff I want to work on today. Find the volume of the cube. So now all of these next 3 are cubes. And in order to find the volume of these shapes, we want to go the area of the base times the height. And that's the same principle we're going to use throughout. So area of the base times the height. It's a cube. The base is going to be a square. So find the area of the base is going to be length times width, and then times the height. So in this one, it's going to be volume is equal to length times width times height. So volume will be equal to 3 times 3 times 3. The volume will be equal to 27 meters cubed. 27 meters cubed. That's it. Next question. So, volume will be equal to the area of the base, which will be length times width times the height. So our volume will be equal to 6 times 6, length times width, times our height, which is 6. They're all 6s. So volume will be equal to 36 times 6. What's 36 times 6? Let's go 36 times 6. Oops. 36 and then 180 and add those together, 216. Our volume will be equal to 216 yards cubed. That's our answer. C. Our volume will be equal to the area of the base, which is length times width, multiplied by the height of our shape, which is volume will be equal to 8 times 8 times 8, which is equal to, volume will be equal to 64 times 8. 64 times 8 is equal to 32. Carry the 3. 6 times 8 is 48. Oh, wait a second. Not carry the 3. Why would I do that? 32. And then 6 times 8 is 48. 2, 11, 512. 512. So volume is equal to 512 kilometers cubed. That is my answer. 216, 512. All right, looking good. All right, and question 3. Now we are working with square prisms. So all of these are prisms. The first one is a cube, which is a special kind of prism. The next one is a square, which again is a special kind of prism because it has a lot of similar sides. Square prism. So the volume will be equal to the length times the width, length times width times height. So our volume will be equal to 7 times 7, right? That's our square face times our height of 3. So the volume was equal to 49 times 3. Volume will be equal to 147. 147 feet cubed. Okay, next one. The area of the base times the height. So volume will be equal to length times width, which will be the area of the base, times the height. So the volume will be equal to 11 times 11 times the height, which is 9. So the volume will be equal to 121 times 9. And the volume will be equal to 121 times 9. 121 times 9 is going to be 9, 18, 1089. Volume equals 1089 meters cubed. 1089. I just want to check my math. 3B, 1089. Perfect. All right. C. Now, the volume of this shape will be equal to the area of the face, area of the base, which is a square, so length times width times the height. The volume will be equal to 12 times 12 times the height, which is 2. So the volume will be equal to 144 times 2, times 2. The volume will be equal to 288 yards cubed. Let's look at 4A. Wow, real tough one here. Area of the... Now, when you're looking at this one, this, like, anything could be for the base, because they're all rectangles. If you want to look at this side and say that's the base, you want to look at this side and say that's the base, or you want to look at the top and say that's the base. It doesn't matter. Length times width times height, which is exactly what I've been doing this whole time. So the volume will be equal to length times width times height. So let's say it's a weird shape. 4 by 4 that looks nothing like 4. Volume is equal to 4 times 4 times 1. Volume is equal to 16 meters cubed. Yeah, there's two measures that look not the same, but they're the same. Anyway, let's look at this one. The volume of this shape will be equal to length times width times height. And that means the volume is equal to 2 times 9 times 4. So that means the volume will be equal to 18 times 4, which is 80, subtract 8. Like 20 times 4, subtract 4 times 2, which is 8, 72. That's how I got there. I don't know if that's how you would get there. Not cubed. Yeah, sorry, not squared, cubed. 72 miles cubed. Last one for rectangular prisms, which is the volume will be equal to the area of the face times area of the base times the height. But who knows what the base is? Is this the base? Is that the base? Is that the base? Like, whatever. Length times width times height. So let's put our numbers in. Volume will be equal to 2 times 3 times 10. Volume is equal to 60 centimeters cubed. Triangular prisms. Oh my goodness, this one has a... Okay. The volume will be equal to the area of the base times the height. Now, the area of this base is going to be base times height divided by 2 multiplied by height. So base times height divided by 2 multiplied by this height. The height of the prism. Tricky one. Volume is equal to 11 times 2.7 divided by 2 times the height of the prism, which is 2, right? The area of the base times the height of the prism. 11 times 2.7 divided by 2. Let's check out our calculator. 11 times 2.7 divided by 2 is equal to 14.85 times 6 is equal to 89.1. The volume, oopsies, that's not the right, what the? Volume will be equal to 89.1. Let's take a step back here. Let's go 2.7 times 11 divided by 2. 14.85. So the volume will be equal to 14.85 times 6, right? So it's the area of this times the height, times the height of the length of the prism, the height. It's called the height, but it's the depth, the length of that shape. So 14.85 times 6 times 6 is equal to 89.1. Volume equals 89.1. What the? Weird. 89.1 centimeters cubed. All right. So it's going to be, the volume will be the area of the base. So this area of whatever this shape here, this triangle, times the length of this pyramid. So the area is going to be 4 times 3 divided by 2 times 4. Okay. The volume of this shape is going to equal to 1 base times height divided by 2 times the height of the whole pyramid. Prism, sorry. So the volume will be equal to 3 times 4. Well, let's be honest here. It's going to be 4 times 3 base times height divided by 2 times 4. The volume will be equal to 6 times 4. Volume will be equal to 24 yards cubed. Last one here. The area will be equal to, right? So the area of this face times that length there. The depth, the height of that prism. So this is base times height times depth after finding the area. So volume will be equal to base times height divided by 2 multiplied by the height of the prism. And write it like that. Volume will be equal to 12 times 6.3 divided by 2 times 7. So 12 times 6.3 divided by 2, 37.8. The volume will be 37.8 times 7 times 7, 264.6. Volume will be equal to 264.6 kilometers cubed. 24, 89.1, 264.6. That is 5. Yeah, looking good. All right, cylinders. Ah, fun. Area of the base times the height. There it is. The area base is going to be pi r squared, right? Area of the base. Pi r squared times the base. Oh my gosh. All right. First one's tricky. Volume will be equal to pi times r squared multiplied by height. The volume will be equal to, and if you look at our shape, 3.14 multiplied by 2, right? Because radius is not the diameter, it's half of the diameter. And then multiplied that by 7. So pi times 2 times 7. So excuse me, yawning here. Pi times 2 times 7. Oh, sorry. Pi times 2 squared. Pi times r squared times 7. That's really important. All right, so volume is equal to 3.14 times 4 times 7. That's 4 times 7, right? Because it's multiplied by the radius squared, which is the diameter in this case. It's really weird. All right, let's do it. 3.14 times 4 times 7 equals 87.92. Volume is equal to 87.92. That's a weird. 92 feet cubed. Now, this shape, or this, because I'm using 3.14 and not using the calculator version of pi, I might be a little bit low. It might be like, my answer might be 3.97, or maybe it rounds up to 88 even. 6a, 88, yeah, so it rounded up to 88, but that's correct. That's totally fine. It's within the margin of error, 0.08. Yeah. Let's look at the next one. Let's write out our formula. Area of the base times height. So volume will be equal to pi r squared times height. Volume, let's put in our known values. Volume will be equal to 3.14 multiplied by 3 squared multiplied by 5. So volume will be equal to 3.14 times 9 times 5. 3.14 times 9 times 5 equals 141.3. Volume will equal 141.3. I'm assuming they probably rounded this up, 141.4 kilometers cubed, because whenever you multiply by 3.14 versus the actual value of pi on your calculator, it's going to be a little bit lower. Let's look at our answer. 5b, 6b, sorry, 141.4. Yeah, so 141.3, that's pretty close. They rounded up. Last one. Remember, we're looking for the radius here and not the diameter. So the volume of this shape will be equal to the area of the base, the area of this circle, times the height of the cylinder. So volume will equal to pi, I'm writing the word pi, pi times radius squared multiplied by height. Volume is equal to 3.14 times radius squared, which is 5 squared, times 3. Volume is equal to 3.14 times 25 times 3. Let's do that. 3.14 times 25 times 3 equals 235.5. Volume is approximately 235.5 meters cubed. Pretty good so far. Last set of questions. Now this is one I probably haven't talked about in class, but it's supposed to be challenging. Now the volume, area of the base, I have a square base times the height divided by 3. Okay. The volume will be equal to length times width times height divided by 3. Right? Area of the base times the height divided by 3. So volume will be equal to 4 times 4 times 7 divided by 3. So my volume will be equal to 1671.05. What's 16 times 7? 70. 7 times 6, 42. 112. 112 divided by 3. volume will be equal to, there's a decimal in there. All right, let's go. 4 times 4 times 7 equals 112. Divided by 3 equals 37.3. Volume is equal to 37.3 meters cubed. Okay. So the volume will be equal to the area of the base times the height divided by 3. In this case, the base is a triangle, so volume will be equal to, oh my gosh. Let's go, oh my cow. How do I write this in a simple way? Base times height divided by 3 times height, and then everything divided by 3. Sure. Or I could like write that like this, everything divided by 3. So the volume is equal to 8 times 6 divided by 3 times height, which is 12 divided by 3. I wonder if I can like, what? What? I want to move that all. What the? Let me move. There. All right. My volume is going to be, my volume will be equal to 8 times 6, which is, what? No, divided by 2. Oh. Area of a triangle times the height, and then divide the whole thing by 3. So I'm going to go 8 times 6 is 48, divided by 2, 24. 24 times 12 divided by 3. Volume is equal to, what's 24? 240 plus 48, 288. 288 divided by 3. I'm going to use a calculator for that one. 288 divided by 3 is equal to 96. My volume is equal to 96 miles cubed. Oof. All right. Rectangular base. My volume is equal to length times width times height divided by 3, right? The area of this base times the height divided by 3. My volume is equal to 6 times 9 times 12 divided by 3. So my volume is equal to, I'm just going to use my calculator. 6 times 9 times 12 is equal to 648. 648 divided by 3. And that is going to be a whole number. 648 divided by 3 equals 216. Volume is equal to 216 feet cubed. Square my answer. And that is it. I hope you found this straightforward to find our volume of three-dimensional shapes. I hope you have a wonderful night. Take it easy. Let's math it up and stuff. I'm just... If you're still watching, hopefully you feel as awkward as I do right now.